Welcome everyone to our First Blood Adepticon and ITC and Gamma happy hour. We have a lot to talk about today. We're super excited to show you the new First Blood. First, I just want to remind everyone we are going to be at Gamma next week. Hunter and I will be there, booth 454. We welcome all retailers to come demo First Blood, see it, experience it, see some of the new products coming up. We're going to have a lot of stuff to talk about at Gamma, and then Adepticon is coming up in 3 weeks. We'll be at booth 1202. Can't miss us, right inside the front door. We will be doing lots of demos of First Blood from this happy hour. We're going to be showing you a lot of new product and, of course, a lot of opportunity to play at Adepticon. And so we're super excited for both of those events coming up. And Stavro was fortunate enough to attend in France the recent ITC Teams tournament and can share with us a little bit of what went on there.
It was truly a labor of love. Guillaume and Corgados did a fantastic job gathering the teams from all over Europe. We had Slovenia, Germany, Spain represented. There were a few more, but I'm bringing. There was Luxembourg as well, and it was a fantastic environment. Competitive lists, a lot of spamming, which I don't like. We will fix. We all know who the culprits are, and we are looking to fix them in the Adepticon patch. But it was a beautiful environment, fantastic people, a lot of laughs. A shout out to the Slovenian team for their basically relentless humor, good mood, cheer. If a little bit less so for their singing. I couldn't sleep for days afterwards. But truly an epic thing. And the amazing thing we're seeing is people want to take it on. So we are going to be seeing which country hosts it next year. Maybe this way the organizers actually get to play every once in a while.
Love that. And imagine a little bit of good food in Paris.
A little bit of good food.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, thanks for the update. We're very pleased to see so much enthusiasm over in Europe for the ITC. And with that, we want to start talking about First Blood. So I'm going to turn it over to Joel and Jacob, or Jacob and Joel, whichever order they prefer. And gentlemen, take it away.
Thing one, thing two. All right. How long has it been since we announced the new edition of First Blood coming? Is it December? Does that sound right?
Yeah, I think they maybe a little sooner we teased it, but yeah, early December.
Yeah. No longer a speck on the horizon. We are finally here. Today is, in fact, game day, as you will be able to play today, which I'm sure a lot of people have found out already by getting an app update earlier than expected. But today is the big reveal, and we're excited to show you what we've been working on. We know everyone here is going to have a great time. All right, without further ado, First Blood, immerse yourself. The biggest design goal we had is that every part of the game is immersive. It comes down to every interaction between models, making sure that their profiles fit what they do, how you interact with terrain, and how scenarios and objectives play out. We want to make sure that you, within your mind's eye, you feel it with every dice result, with every special roll. You can see it, the battle happen in your head. All right. New game, new experiences. So, as Joel was saying, everything is as thematic as it is tactical. All terrain, we have a, how would you describe the terrain, Joel? It's an adaptable terrain system that lets you use both our official terrain and any terrain in your existing collection. We try to make sure it's all encompassing, that you can play with basically the battlefield of your dreams. Yeah, our new paper terrain is really awesome too if you want a battlefield quick and it's already ready for assembly.
Yeah, but yeah, there's unique challenges in making a terrain
system for every piece of terrain that has existed, and every piece of terrain that will exist.
That might exist.
So
we're quite happy with the results, and we hope
Yes.
everyone enjoys that part.
yes. What do you want to talk about here? Definitely a lot more customization. Yeah, when it comes to list building, and oh, you want to bring it down?
Yeah.
Here, go there. Sorry, everyone.
Keep going.
All right, and then the last thing is every single warrior is truly independent in First Blood. So every warrior of your regiment, they are not restricted by their fellow mates. They can go anywhere on the battlefield, wherever wherever they need to go, they can get to. So you want to send 2 wardens this way, 2 this way, you can do that. Move on.
So with the core rules, we wanted to make sure that we kept all the good parts of First Blood, all the parts that people understand what they expect from a skirmish type system, but we wanted to make sure that First Blood is its own game. It truly feels like its own new system, a perfect companion game.
So along with the release weekend here, we have the core rulebook. All 10 army books will be trickled out throughout the weekend and next week, and a dynamic scenario packet, which we will talk more in depth later. I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves. And also available on our site will be the quick start guide, which will be everything you need to start setting up and playing now.
Yeah, a condensed, easy to digest version of the rules to get going right away.
All right. So first, here's the rhythm of battle. This is the turn order in the new First Blood. So first is the supremacy phase. Before anything else, you immediately start the turn with a roll off, and the play on the back foot is who wins draws. So that is a perfect tiebreaker for nail biting finishes in any game. Then next is the command phase, in which each player takes all their characters and performs mighty command abilities with all their characters, which we will get in depth about that in a minute.
That includes unit leaders too.
Yes.
So your Dragon Slayer leader is also a character, and they can order around his regiment.
Yes, and yes, there is no command stack in First Blood anymore. For most.
With an asterisk. We'll get back to that.
You'll see more on that later. And then the action phase, where the bulk of the turn takes place, where players do the familiar act of choosing a command card, and then they activate all the warriors of that command card one at a time. So when you go through your regiment of men-at-arms, you go with one man-at-arm, do both of his actions, finish him, and one at a time until they're all activated.
No matter where they are on the battlefield.
Yes. And then finally the victory phase, which is where all victory...
all points are calculated, any effects like that.
Yes. All right.
If you guys have been following our articles, I'm sure you're aware of comparative rolling. That's the biggest change. The core system change is the dice actual result matters. If you roll a 2, that means your opponent needs to roll equal or better than you to block it. So that means even a good roll can be beaten by a great roll. We wanted to make sure that when we went in that the stat lines remained, I guess, identifiable and what people are familiar with. So it was a question of how do we make a new innovative system using the existing stat line, and I'm very happy with the results.
Yes.
With the comparative rolling. It's definitely nail biting. The fact that you can roll a 1 in 6, beautiful roll, and your opponent can also match it. It means that everyone, even from a lowly militia, can punch way above their weight or live with
a lucky attack.
With a lucky attack or lucky defend. It's definitely a lot of fun.
All right. A big departure is from the previous edition is how Resolve works. So Resolve is now, whenever a warrior would be slain, you test their Resolve. You roll a single dice and compare it to the Resolve stat, and if they roll equal to or under, they survive but become broken, which has a whole bunch of other, in addition to the effects on the screen here, there's a whole bunch of other nasty things it does to you. But the gist of it is you have to rally with your next action, and you cannot test your Resolve again. So,
but they are alive. So if you have a bunch of broken warriors nearby and they have their men-at-arms sergeant or nearby noble lord, they can rally their troops to keep the fight going.
Yes.
So cohesion from where you strategically put characters can keep the fight going in your favor in those tough areas.
Yes. Next is characters.
So all characters, of course, as we talked about, had command abilities, including leaders. Across the game, every character has their own unique command abilities, but there's also core basic ones that everyone has access to, such as press forward, thus your soldiers move into position quicker, rallying cry, which is rallying all nearby warriors, or a duel, which is a new way of calling out enemy characters, and you both can either pass or choose to accept or deny it, where the two characters are locked in combat that round, or
and no one can intervene.
And no one can intervene. Yes, they must honor the duel, or they become broken as they scurry away and shy from the challenge. Spellcasters got a brand new system where you account for essence throughout the turn. You generate it at the start of the turn during the command phase, and then a lot of spellcasters have other ways of generating it, so you can get it from nearby guys dying, from other things charging, whatever fits their theme. They can accrue more essence throughout the turn to cast all different types of spells, either powerful versions of command abilities, unique actions such as fireball and stuff like that, or incantations, which are a new type of they're almost like an interrupt spell. So whenever the conditions met, you can spend the essence to perform whatever the effect is. So an example is like a Herald Stone. When there's a Dwegum infantry nearby who gets hit, you can spend one of his essence to give them +1 defense
for that roll.
So spellcasters definitely got a completely. They play truly unique.
Yes. Next, heroes in First Blood. The officers of Last Argument Kings are now truly the heroes of First Blood. Assassins, advisors, and everything in between. Every officer in Last Argument Kings, but we shouldn't be calling them officers. They are heroes after all.
They are full heroes.
So they each possess their own command card and are activated entirely separately, like such as the catabolic node there in the Wadroon Chieftain. They are purchased in their own hero slot, which we'll go over later.
Yeah, we'll go over slots later. Some characters can flex up or down. So like a chieftain is a hero, but he can also lead your army, or something like a Pharaohmancer can do both as well. So some characters can flex rolls up or down,
allowing for more flexible list building and more interesting combos to be made.
Yeah. And a good point is if you can find their command card in that new token pack. Every officer has their card included.
All right. All monsters in First Blood are playable, including the Fallen Divinity.
Yes.
Which
what? Come on. You're poking us now.
We're quite proud of the Fallen Divinity. It siphons dark power. It's basically immortal as long as it has dark power to pull from. So it's selfish and it leeches it from your army where you can't use it to do other things because it has to fuel itself.
But as it becomes more powerful, the harder it is to sustain.
Yes.
So the Fallen Divinity was designed to have where it's, I don't know how to describe it. How would you say? It is, both players get to have their fun with it before the enemy is destroyed or it is destroyed.
Correct.
So, yes. Unique actions as well.
We should have injured profiles first.
Oh, yeah.
All monsters retain their injured profile that people are familiar with First Blood, where they have, the standard profile, and then some will get better or worse, diminishing, usually trade-offs with the monster. Some enrage and get more attacks, but their clash is worse. While others, of course, their power diminishes as you beat it down. Monsters don't...
Some are harder to kill when they get
Exactly, some are harder to kill when they get lower. So there's all different dynamics with that. We wanted to make sure, again, with that whole immersion aspect, that like monsters, they don't care about like running away from people. They don't become broken while they're not hurt. So as long as they're uninjured, they can leave combat. Why do they care? Why would a men-at-arms keep them in place?
No. Yes.
Exactly. But when you do injure a monster, they stagger back from their wounds and they back up from combat. And now, in their diminished state, they can become broken, interacted with normally.
Yes. So a monster is truly a mini game on the battlefield.
Yes, and I know there's concerns about monsters running rampant. Monsters are limited, usually one per army. It depends on the points you're scaling, because again, it is scalable. We try to make sure the game is playable both at small warband level, like 500 points, up to 1,000 to 1,500 2K level, like 500. We'll get into that how the regiments and all your allocations scale up and down. But monsters are unlocked at 1,000 points, so you can't run around your 500 point game with the Fallen Divinity and walk over everything. You have to be playing a standard game of 1,000 to get your monster, and they should feel as pivotal, Jacob said, a true mini game on the table.
Yes, a fun dynamic rather than a dominating force.
Exactly.
So
monsters are even when they move, they shove aside enemies, and even when they walk on barricades, run around through the little nice walls that come in the warband and playing a set, they just smash them. Why would they care about a little fence on the floor? They'll walk right over. as
and
pivotal,
yes,
Jacob
Mount
said,
Yatnar
a
can
true
hurl
minigame on
boulders
table.
now
Yes.
as well.
Yeah,
A
there's
fun
also unique
dynamic rather
actions.
than
So in
a
addition to standard
dominating
volley,
force.
clash, and
Exactly.
fire,
So,
across the game,
monster
different warriors will have access to unique actions, which lets them do things like that, like throw a rock that does splash damage, or an AoE sweeping attack that hits everything around them.
All right.
Yep, regimental command, as we talked about, leaders are definitely got promoted. They get an extra wound, so they feel like a character. Purchase upgrade, as we said, and they issue orders to their regiments. When they do these command abilities, it only applies to the regiment. It wouldn't really make sense for a militia to be ordering around an Ashen Dawn. Standard bearers let things nearby reroll resolve tests of 6. So your men like stand and fight on in defense of their
Inspired
colors.
by the banners,
Exactly.
yes. All right, now probably the section that most people are most interested in is we're going to go bit by bit and talk a little bit about each army in the new First Blood. So first is the 100 Kingdoms, the quintessential Conquest. So when you build your list of 100 Kingdoms, you align all your feudal regiments in your army align with either the Imperial, Orders, or Theists, which allows very thematic list building, as well as it changes
the whole dynamics of how characters interact with your regiments.
Yes, exactly. Characters, additionally, all 100 Kingdoms characters can perform command abilities as actions,
Correct.
which allow for impromptu duels, quick, fast-paced orders, or even an Imperial officer just telling everyone around him to fight doubly as hard with 2 different orders.
Or a crucial rally, too.
Yes.
If things are going south, you can have a character rally everyone nearby. It's to represent the
Strength of man.
Yeah, the tenacity of the human in a world of fantastical armies and beasts.
Yes, and then finally, slain when a standard bearer is slain, another regiment mate can pick it up on their behalf and fight on with it.
Fly the
for
colors.
them.
Yep, keep
Yes.
it going.
Next.
Spires. Yes, spires. Everyone's favorite gribbly, chitinous, regenerative hordes. Constant threat of recursion. All command cards get a special draw event that either heal them, or if they have slain warriors in the regiment, bring them back. Yeah, they crawl back from the muck and mire, or a biomancer nearby reknits them. It's hard to keep a good drone down. Also, characters nearby can push their troops to exert themselves and enact even greater acts of violence while breaking their own forms, pushing their mortal coils beyond their limits, where they get extra attacks, but they become broken at the end of their activation as their bodies are they're mentally, physically shattered, exhausted from the ferromantic drives of their characters.
All right. Next is the Dwegome. So the warriors of the Dwegome cannot be driven back out of combat, ever. So no matter who drives them back, they will always be at least locked in with them.
They're locked in with them, yeah.
Yes. And all Dwegome characters can perform a duel as a draw event, because Dwegome, there's always agony to be gained.
Exactly.
All the time.
They're definitely sturdy. You'll definitely feel the resolve across the army. They are tough.
They're plucky.
Yeah, they will, determined.
Next, you wanna go with
The Nords. Nords, because of their experience of fighting things quite larger than themselves.
and their preference for it.
Because why pick on something your own size? We can pick on something bigger than you. They get an extra attack while either in a duel or attacking things larger than themselves. So when they hunt down enemy city-state Prometheans, they have an extra edge. And then because they're so committed to proving themselves, when broken warriors, when they rally, they surge back into combat to always keep the pressure up.
Yes. All right, the Old Dominion. The Old Dominion, they always get to test resolve and always pass on a 1 no matter what. So even if they're broken, no matter what is, any terrifying
They get stepped on by an apex predator,
doesn't matter.
they can have a chance of living.
Yes, all the time. And at the beginning of each round, you calculate dark power and you amass throughout the game as your army is cut down, which is then used by your warriors to enact Memories of Old, which are powerful draw events that grant them a temporary boost in efficacy during that round. And each regiment has their own to pull from.
We have Chance in Wudrun. I know everyone's been wanting them. Definitely have Chance now in First Blood. It allows warriors throughout the turn. So basically, when you start off your turn, you're building that tempo, that crescendo by the end of the turn. All tokens you amass lose at the end of the turn. So you want to either use it for an even beat throughout the whole turn, or dump it at the end for a big finale. You can use it baseline across the army to reroll attack rolls, or the different cult units and the different characters can spend them in new ways, either to reroll defense or to enhance, all cult specific.
A bunch of things. And in Cleave, the Sign of Conquest can even spend them as the zone mana.
Exactly, as his own essence and during spellcasting.
Yes. And to top it all off, all Wudrun warriors are harder outnumbered to account for their bulk as well as their more how would you describe it? They're more
guerrilla warfare.
Guerrilla warfare, yes.
Hard to outnumber a Wudrun.
Yes. Next is the city states. So the city states, they can fluidly move through one another, allowing for tight formation reformations. And I know we said that the command stack was gone, but it is alive and well in the city states. And while following this command stack, they cross the entire army they are on the battlefield. But when it is time to activate a regiment, you can choose. This is not the right plan. This is not going
according to plan. So you can break formation and now go freely with units, but your buffs will change up and down. So an example is, while everything's going according to plan, your Airstart can issue
abilities that affect the entire battlefield.
The whole battlefield. It's all pre-planned. He's an astute, master of war, tactician. But some other units like Minotaurs, they like the idea of breaking formation and going where they want to go. So they get benefits when you break formation. So sometimes throughout the turn, it's benefit. You have to know when it's good to break and when to hold.
Yes. Yep. Next, the Sorcerer Kings. So the Sorcerer Kings generate primordial confluence through all of their spellcasters and elementals. So each different spellcast time they roll for attunement, and there's a plethora of ways with each themed for each element on how to generate confluence as well throughout a round. Confluence is then spent to perform these huge, awesome rituals during the command phase they're almost like a bespoke spell. They're truly unique in effect. Either conjure a mighty flamestorm around your Rakshasa, burning everything nearby, or you can even summon a thunderbolt.
Yeah, right. Highly armored enemies.
Yes,
and then most units will have some form of unique action to represent a sort of spell that you spend confluence on.
Think of confluence as a shared essence pool across your entire army that the Sorcerer Kings can draw upon, use where needed. And lastly, which is cool, is that many rituals require multiple courts to be present. So to cast that mighty thunderbolt, you need both fire and air on the battlefield. To cast to drown enemies in a rocky lahar, which is a turnic rock from a whisked away by water.
You need earth and water.
Earth and water for that one, yes. Go on.
Euroni. Euroni's a cool one. Euroni's, their leaders count as they basically serve as your officers, your heroes. So their command abilities work on everybody. So they're not restricted like that. And ideal cards are generated by the units you bring, but you can play them on any regiment. So your Swede is not bound. You don't have to play it just on Swede. You can use Swede to activate any regiment, any command card in your army.
But they gain a temporary special rule for what command card activates them. So when you activate with Chi, resistance and resolve, whatever command card you're activating, or whatever profile or regiment or whatever you're activating with the Chi card, they get the bravery special rule, allowing them to all automatically rally, which keeps resistance on.
Rewards balance.
Yes, it does.
Rewards bringing a little everything.
You will find that Euroni, I think, are probably, God, everything they do is so, they might be the most cinematic,
Yes.
You will see. There's some player testimonials that we'll talk about.
Highlight some of it. Yeah,
Yes.
they're a lot of fun.
Yes, they're very cool.
Weaver Courts, as everyone is familiar, they kept cycle of seasons, progressing with each passing round. Warriors gain stat bonus if they're of the same season. There is characters allow you to plant seed markers on the battlefield that turn into blooms that affect nearby things. That debuff enemy warriors when they're around them. And then Fey warriors, your basic Fey warriors are your standard,
your non-Coeur-d'Alene.
so your current skirmishers, they'll get benefits of the current season while they're around the blooms. So again, rewards, you can either go hard into one season to try to capitalize on that one big turn, or you can try to make sure that everything's well balanced. You're getting consistent buffs throughout the round.
Blooms, instead of being tracked on an individual warrior regiment, are actually physical locations on the battlefield that become enwrapped in a Weaver Court bloom.
Been binding.
All right. Next is the dynamic scenarios. So this is how would you describe?
How to do as much as you can with how do you bring interest to the pregame? Because a lot of times people they'll go to a game and what do you want to play? We play, just roll a d6, or I don't like that one, let's do this one. We try to make a system here that's dynamic, absolutely dynamic, where the deployment maps and the objectives and the encounters, which form as a twist or modifier on the battlefield, all mix with each other. So before the game, you play a little mini game with your opponent with rolling dice back and forth to generate your scenario with some choice tactical decisions called tactics to pick a special little rule based on the components we put together, your own little ingredients. So it's almost like this.
There's a lot to do for each scenario. I think we
200.
I think if you take full variance into account, I think there's 500 scenarios you can make out of it.
Yes,
give or take. So yes, and then that, along with how deployment works, which we'll get into next, will make no two battles ever be the same. All right, now this is a really cool part. How you deploy in First Blood is face down. You're placing the command card face down the battlefield, so your opponent has no idea what you are placing. Is it a lowly drone or a consumption beast?
You alternate putting down cards back and forth. And then one player reveals and deploys, another player reveals and deploys. So it's definitely another element, fog of war, mind games, things like that. It's definitely really cool.
Yes. All right, and then finally the future of First Blood. These are all this is a taste of what's to come.
We can look forward to.
Yes. We're not going to get too in-depth on any of these now, but
you look forward to reinforcement boxes, war bands of legend, which we'll get into at a later date, linked battle system, narrative campaigns, multiplayer rules, as what people are used to, a fully supported living rule set and balance updates, new scenarios, new modifiers, new charts, new things like that throughout time, organized play support, and more.
All right, and here's never mind.
Yeah. How to get started. As you guys are well aware, on our website, we have new war bands for every army that contain a perfectly a great start to First Blood that also comes with our great new terrain. So out of all the terrain available, you get 2 pieces of it, which can make anywhere from 2 to 3 buildings between what you get. So if you and a buddy pick up one, you'll have a whole battlefield to play on right off the bat.
Yes.
We have our Conquest token set, which we talked about, which are useful to track, what's broken, what's inspired, what's hurt, and all your officer command cards for those who, wish to use their officers. And then we have, of course, the battle-ready terrain available separately that you guys can pick up to immediately have a table ready. It has barricades and all different types of buildings that all have hatches and ladders that you can traverse up and down as well.
All right. Adepticon 2026. Registration closes tomorrow, at the end of day. So if we are still hosting Learn to Plays for First Blood, as well as the Last Argument of Kings, we have our First Blood 1,000-point tournament and our Last Argument of Kings 2,000-point world event tournament. And Last Argument of Kings narrative events to sign up for still. So you still have 1 day.
And, of course, our beautiful John Fishblood, First Blood fish gnome to pick up at Adepticon. That, of course, has his own rules. And he'll have his own scenario that allows either him or any fish gnome to be played in a cool, collaborative group game session of First Blood.
Free-for-all.
A free-for-all, yes.
Yes.
We're going to be very excited to share with you this fish gnome, but there'll be another surprise at Adepticon too that we're not sharing today.
All right.
All right, I think it's time.
I think everyone's going to be quite excited. Oh, first player testimonials. Then we have a surprise.
Yeah.
Maybe
I read the order of the slideshow.
Maybe we should do questions too.
Yes, that's right after here. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
before we go to the preview of something they haven't seen yet, let's do questions.
That's true.
yes, no, questions are next. Yes.
But there
So
is something
first-
new to show people, but I think we should do questions about First Blood before we show them
Yes. Yeah.
the bright and shiny new object.
Sounds good.
All right. So, next we'd like to invite our a couple of our playtesters to talk on behalf of their experience. So, I know we have
A couple.
a
Are
couple.
they ready?
Are
to present?
they ready? Do we want to do this now?
Ben and Andrew, I believe, are here. They were a minute ago.
All right. You guys draw straws. Whoever arrives first can.
Oh, Andrew said Ben can go first.
All right. He volunteered Ben.
All right. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I am mainly a 100 Kingdoms Old Dominion player. Been testing around with a couple of the other factions. And honestly, having played Old First Blood and this one was such a breath of fresh air and so much more fun and engaging. And it also leads to just the way things work, especially the new dynamic scenarios. It leads to really cool moments. For example, me and my friends had a bridge in the center that usually spanned most of our map, and having a stone forged come in from one side and a Ashen Dawn rise to meet him, and just having an epic duel in the middle of the bridge on the middle of the table. It's a lot of fun, and it's a lot more engaging, and it definitely feels like all of your models matter. Like I've had games come down to this one militia standing on a point until the end of time. So it is very much a wholly new system and a drastic improvement. So good job to the Jays.
Hey, you Ben.
And
Andrew, ready?
I know he's here.
Yeah, I'm here.
There you
he
are.
is.
The chef himself.
Yeah, so like Ben was saying, we kind of had a similar experience with us as well as on my team for playtesting. It was really interesting trying to just get used to the way that the dice rolling works and like how the actions work. It was definitely a challenge to try and get people to break out of that habit of, hey guys, it's not like the three less or whatever with Clash and Volume, or it's the comparisons. But once we got that, we realized like how much faster the game actually went. Especially with like the worry of like you have one card that had like 8 infantry guys and each of them have to be able to do their own 2 actions. And then as we're playing through it, it's like, this is way faster. Like be able to move, and then clash or move clash and stuff like that. Do the rice roll. So it's like that took like half time that it did in last edition First Blood. And then I will say CS will always be my love. I love the strategic stack in break information. I can't wait for people to try that out.
Sweet.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you, Andrew.
We'll go through some of the questions here in the chat.
I think it's next.
Oh, was it next year?
Yeah, why don't we ask the questions? And
Yeah,
Yeah,
both
let's do that.
people be
Yeah.
if there are more questions on Twitch, feel free to keep sending them in. We have a group in front of us as well. So we're ready to go and start answering questions that
Great.
people have about First Blood.
I see some here.
So start at the top here, wherever.
That's the top here.
Oh,
Dynamic scenarios currently, it'd be up to
read
whoever's-
the question.
Yeah, the current question is how will dynamic scenarios work in tournament play? So we have a couple ideas for that. So it's up to your tournament organizer. So they can either roll each table, or organizer can roll it, and that's what all tables get that, or they can simply
Each player makes their own
it's up to the
scenario with
organizer.
the other.
Or an organizer can just pick some of the results if they want to, craft their own for that event. But we will have, I guess, event special scenarios in the future. But with the current scenario system, it's up to your organizer how they want to run that. The First Blood events are open for signups. And again, it does close tomorrow, Friday, midnight Central Standard Time.
Central. So yes,
Yeah.
sign up now. Don't
Yes.
put it off.
We're looking at the tournament for First Blood to be just kind of a together and enjoy
Learn
it.
the next.
Is there anything in place to protect the game from cav spam and things like that?
You'll find that every
Jacob, Joel, can you go back and answer that last question again? You broke your mic.
Oh,
You had a
okay.
glitch in your Wi-Fi and it didn't register your answer.
Oh, okay. Let's see here.
Signups.
The Adepticon signups, right?
Yeah, you broke up. They are still available, yes.
Yes,
Yes.
they're still available. Sign up today. Sign up now. It closes tomorrow. So if you want to do it, if you're on the fence, do it now.
Yeah, and like I said, we're using the First Blood together. It's a new game. Everyone learns and just plays a bunch of games together.
Learn the edition, all together.
Next question: is there anything in place to protect the game from spam, like
From cav spam, things like that. Yes, you will find in First Blood that every unit has, like, cavalry's weakness is being bogged down in infantry, as you would expect cavalry to be.
Yeah.
Now, of course, Ash and Dawn don't care as much.
No. The one card and the limits to activations definitely help spamming. And every unit has a role in built-in strengths and weaknesses. So it lends itself, and also to the dynamic scenarios, it's hard to account for everything. So we're and of course, as always, it is a living rule set. So if there is ever any issues, we'll be
If anything crops up,
definitely remedy
I
it.
challenge you.
Yeah.
No, I'm just what's next?
Yes, command cards, I view less as one unit and more like that represents all of those warriors. So as everyone's more individual, that should be viewed as the limit of that amount on the table, if that makes sense.
The entire muster. Yes.
Yeah. For Adepticon, there was a question about painting. Adepticon overall requires painting. So
Yes,
you have to have
color.
three color minimum. You have to have a painted force to play at Adepticon.
That's an Adepticon rule as well as something that we will, of course, follow because that's their rule.
Yes.
Yep. Tournament play support. The next question is, do we have an ETA and tournament play support and narrative game support? Not announced yet, but
Coming soon.
coming soon. I know it's the coming soon TM, but yes, definitely worked on. Is it a beer and pretzels game? It's
There's something for everyone. I think what's really great about the system is it is flexible based on your needs for it. Because I don't know, how would you describe it?
Someone can have a fun time running their dinosaurs in and rolling some dice and roll those ones, and someone who micromeasures every millimeter and spaces everything out. I think both types of players will enjoy.
Yes.
They'll get something out of it. Is First Blood intended for competitive play? We view it as making a fun system that people can do what they wish with it. So the people that wish to use it as a hard tactical competitive game can and should and have support for it. And those who want to use it as a narrative-driven, character-driven, linked game, they can do that too.
Yes, we feel very strongly that if a game is fun, people will play events of it.
Yes, both.
Yeah.
We want to make sure both are equal and can be can live off the same rule set.
And they are not mutually exclusive.
Yes.
They actually should. They specifically should absolutely be tied together. Fun
Yes.
and competitive is actually what the intent is. A tournament is supposed to be fun.
Yes. 100%.
That's all the questions I see. If there's any more, people can add it and we can possibly get to them at the end. But other than that, I'm going to move forward if that sounds good to everyone else.
Show them the good stuff. They like new pictures.
Any questions? All right. Drum roll through everyone. So drum roll.
Everybody likes a new picture, even though they love the new game.
What's this?
What is it, Joel?
It's a trebuchet for 100 Kingdoms that is also usable in First Blood.
What?
Definitely a shocker and a beautiful model. The lovely filigree and the different banners and shields and decor all over it. The engineering that goes into it is awesome.
Yeah, both on the table and digitally
Yes.
to make it.
Yes. I don't know if Stavro wants to talk a little bit about it, if he wants to, while I go through some more pictures.
I'm sure he does. Stavro? Oh, is he not? Did he get bounced?
Nope. Sorry. 1 second.
Was that boring?
So, hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Stavro?
Oh, you muted now. Oh.
We could hear you before.
Okay. There we go. Sorry. I am facing some technical issues. So there is a lot. There's been a lot of polemic around the 100 Kingdoms and the issue of monsters in the 100 Kingdoms, and particularly artillery. On the other hand, because we were able to come up with rules that make the miniature work in the setting of Conquest, it was just a no-brainer. And we're very excited to show it to you. It's got crew. It's got additional. It's got multiple firing modes because it's got multiple munitions. It's, as you can see, it's big because we had to keep it as realistic as we could. So it fits on two monster bases, and I use fits a little bit generously there. We're sometimes very ambitious in that regard, but I'm really, really excited to bring this to the table, show it to you guys. My original idea was to tease it as a terrain piece for April Fools, but we're not going to be able to. The lore of the trebuchet is actually relatively simple, but it ties into how the 100 Kingdoms works. So the Imperial colleges are basically the only ones with the skill and the knowledge to build these things. So that means that this will be a staunchly Imperial group for those who are familiar with the 100 Kingdoms, and they basically never give a trebuchet. What they do instead is they deploy mechanics who are the only ones who know how to assemble it and operate it, and those teams are hired out to prospective employers. And it is one of the ways in which the Chamberlain gets to control a little bit, because in the 100 Kingdom, in any feudal society, effectively control of strong points, control of fortresses is critical to collecting taxes, establishing control over an area. So the ability to break down those fortresses, to threaten your opponents that I can take out your stronghold, I can hire this out to your opponent, or I could make it hard for you to be able to get it. is one of the levers that the Chamberlain uses to attempt to control the feuding nobility in the 100 Kingdoms. It's not foolproof. Nothing ever is. But it's one of those things that he attempts to do in order to control the political landscape. Any questions? Because I'm away from my computer.
So one of the questions is, with it being 2 monster bases stands, is it going to be a size 4?
It doesn't have the height for it, and the crew are on the ground, so the main or line of sight, the answer is no. It is not as big as a Tontor. Like, it is not as tall, it is not as big as a Tontor.
So far, that's the only question we've got. So do know that, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, it is part of the First Blood launch in the app. So those of you who are wondering how it plays in First Blood, it is part of the app update whenever, I guess I should say, Google has already pushed the launch of the app. Apple, we are still waiting on the approval for the iOS updates, but you should see that pretty soon. So we're excited for that. Does it move? Yeah, it does move. Correct, Stavro? Absolutely, it moves.
No, it actually doesn't.
Oh, it doesn't move? Why wouldn't it move? It's a trebuchet.
Because it has no wheels and it has to be built on the spot.
I'm looking at wheels.
No. It can pivot, but it cannot move.
Okay. Okay. And is it going to be a chariot / monster? I don't really understand that question, so maybe something.
No, it is not. It's going to have its own unique set of rules.
It will also be in TLA, okay, that's for sure.
Yes, of course.
And when
every miniature is going to be usable in both systems.
When do we expect that to hit the TLA okay side of the app?
In about a week.
Okay.
All right. You guys
So
can...
sorry, Daryl, if I can interrupt. One of the things that we are working, I don't know, you guys will have seen Warbands of Legends. One of the issues that we encountered that has opponents and proponents on both sides of the camp is the issue of named characters. Some people like having named characters, others do not like having named characters. And one of the ways that we propose to balance this is TLAOK will remain not having named characters, but First Blood will in the Warbands of Legends. These are going to be characters whose overwhelming personality, skill, shape their warband and make it play different to a generic warband. So in First Blood, you're going to be able to have warbands customized to unique characters. And then those same models can be used as stand-ins or representatives for alternative, alternative skins or alternative versions of characters in TLAOK. So every model for TLAOK will be usable in First Blood and vice versa.
And it will be called the Trebuchet. That's the name. It releases April 24th. And as to other factions getting their own trebuchets, if you will, siege engines as is put there, I don't think we have anything to announce at this moment. Is that fair to say, Stavro?
Yeah, no, nothing to announce, but the narratively, which factions will get trebuchets and war machines, fairly evident.
Any other questions, group? Gentlemen?
Yeah, the question asked was, does this mean there'll be a variety of new unique characters in First Blood? Yes. In addition, we will be releasing rules for all of the current named characters as well.
And the lore campaign packs will also get their own rules
in the new First Blood. So
that'll be coming. on launch here, but soon.
coming. Yes.
And then, yeah, so you can play today. You can go check out the rules in the app today. You'll be able to play all those cinematic, dynamic, and climactic battles of all sizes. So if you guys want to play either your small little starting forces of 500 up to your big, I mean, yeah, when you guys have the rules down to your big class,
2,000
points or more if you're really crazy. We're definitely excited and proud of what we've made, and I can't wait to see the buzz and list discussions and everyone to just deep dive into everything.
And I'm just going to remind everyone, this is the TLAOK part of the app, and this is still the outdated app, but as soon as it updates, you'll push the First Blood button, and you'll have a little red Conquest logo there for anyone looking for the First Blood side of things. And the PDFs will be posted shortly as well, so look for that on the website as well as in Discord, as we always do. And this video will be reshown on YouTube tomorrow. So if you missed a few things or you want to review it again, you'll have plenty of opportunity to go check out what these fine gentlemen have.
Hopefully without the echo.
Yes, hopefully without the echo. They've birthed a beautiful game that is a unique and completely different experience than what we've had in the past. I hope you'll enjoy it. I hope, first of all, that you'll give it an opportunity to try it, and then have fun. Most importantly, everything we do is designed to have fun. And if it ain't fun, we don't want to do it. So we are very comfortable and confident that you will find this to be a very fun game. Thank you, everybody. Oh, Hunter, you have a question. You're muted.
Yeah, I just wanted to rep Jacob Joel and Andrew Campbell will be running Golden Rhino's First Blood event on March 7th. So if you want to go meet them in person, try out the game, they're doing learn to plays and general play. So please go check it out. Have fun.
When was that again?
March 7th.
Is March? Yep, March 7th.
So that's a week from Saturday, gang.
Yes, it is.
That's right.
Exciting stuff. I'm just putting a little plug in there like I'm supposed to do.
Definitely submit questions and stuff. We'll be around. Emails, anything like that, we'll be happy to answer them. Well,
yes.
Yeah, the rules at para-bellum.com remains very much in effect. It works for both games. It is not just a TLAOK email. So as you have questions for these gentlemen, send them to rules at para-bellum.com. Not unlike our other emails, but just rules at, and that'll get you answers pretty quickly. We're all on that, or the game development team, I should say, is all on that. So if you're looking for answers to things as it's new, by all means, ask away, and know that the PDFs and everything will be posted shortly, and the app hopefully updates if you're an iOS user very soon, and if you're a Google user, you're already in it. So exciting stuff. I will also note it is an open beta on the app. So if you see something that doesn't look quite right, we are human, we are flawed, we do our best. But if you can help us and you see something that doesn't look right, by all means, do just shoot a note to rules at para-bellum.com, and the guys will update it and we'll push a new update. Are the Trebuchet rules on the app, gentlemen?
No, not yet.
Very soon. It should be the next update. We'll make sure it gets there.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't want to spoil it. It would have gone out this morning otherwise.
Exactly, yeah. Would have ruined all the fun.
Oh, that's true. I hadn't thought of that. I knew it was done, but that makes sense. We weren't gonna. Otherwise, it wouldn't be much of a surprise for people on this call that suddenly.
That's right.
I was being stupid. I should have realized.
Yeah. I'm glad you asked it now and not before. So.
Good point.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have known to ask before, though, in fairness. I was the only one. All right, everybody, thank you very, very much.
All right. Yeah, thank you guys so much.
Thank you, everyone.